Hi there guys, and welcome to another blowdown episode. Today we are going to be doing an update on the state of the Gecko. So in our previous episode we came out of the surf at 8 kilometers per hour. So obviously there was a lot of stuff that we need to do on the motor and sort out. So I'm going to run you through everything. If you remember correctly, we're trying to pull start the motor. That also did not work. So we did some trouble. Let me first show you a clip of us trying to exit the surf and of us trying to pull start the motor. Okay, let's take one. Take one. Yeah. Not a good take one. That didn't go as planned. I was hoping for a full start. Go. Oh, I think we're in trouble here. Well, that's picked up a little bit here in the bay as well. But yeah, that is our only option that we've got at the moment. So we're going to try and exit. We're going to try and beach the boat with 10 kilometers per hour. So wish us luck. Probability of flipping the boat is about 50%, I would say. So if we get out without flipping the boat, we were very lucky. So yeah, I'm going to record as we exit. The plan is to get to a point where we can stand, turn the bow into the surf, and then jump out so that we can walk the boat out. At least the bow will be into the surf then. Yeah, that's basically what we can do. We're going to pack everything away and wish us luck. It was a mooi flat now. Oh, kom my. Maar ons is al deur die ergste. So ons is deur die deel waar die groot branders breek. Dit is 'n turbo daar. Check hoe ry ons hom op ons flat hier. Wat is die brand? Hierdie kort jy? Ja. We're gonna do some sketchy shit. We're gonna do some Kan jy al staan nie?
Ja, maklik. Ons gaan nou staan.
We're gonna do some sketchy shit. Okay boys, jump, vat hom uit. Okay, go. Okay, draai sy neus. We're gonna do some sketchy shit. Okay, so the first thing that we had to check was the wiring, the cables from the battery. So here's the old cable, and if you can look there, it is totally black, and that's after cutting a piece off and cutting another piece off. So yeah, that is like totally black. So that cable was corroded and burned. So first thing we did was we replaced all the electronic the cables from the battery. Okay, so as you can see here, brand new cables in there, all the cables brand new. Okay, so that also did not fix the starter problem. So then we had to change the brushes. While changing the brushes, we broke the brush holder. So then we had to order a brush holder, got the brushes, replaced that. Okay, so the starter is running perfectly now again. So we fixed that problem. Next problem that we had was that we could not go any faster than 8 kilometers per hour, and the motor was limping. So then we realized that there was corrosion on the top spark plug, on the cable, spark plug cable. There was corrosion, and on the end there. So there was corrosion inside the plug, and there was corrosion on the cable, on the wire. So we stepped this piece off, and actually looked still alright. So we just replaced that little saddle there, and that sorted out that problem. But we still had the primer bulb did not want to go hard. If I'm talking about the primer bulb, there's your primer bulb. Okay, so it didn't want to go hard. It was sucking air somewhere. So then next thing we did was we did some troubleshooting. Okay, so what we did is we started pumping the bulb, and we took off that little clamp there, and we put off a finger there, and then the bulb was hard. So we knew that the fuel lines were fine. We knew that it wasn't a fuel line problem. So then we went further, and we went to just after the fuel pump. So we pulled that one, and we put our finger there. So then we realized that it didn't want to go hard. The primer bulb didn't want to go hard anymore. So we realized that the problem was somewhere between there and there. Okay, so back to the drawing board, kept the finger there, and we realized that the housing of the fuel filter was actually cracked, and that was where the petrol was escaping and the air was coming in. So we replaced that, but still wasn't complete compression on the primer bulb. So then what we did was we took off a piece at every clamp. We took off a small little piece, and that solved that problem. So then we took the boat, and it was better, but still not good. How fast? How fast? Okay, so after we fixed the problem with the air, we started looking at the carburetor. So we cleaned the carburetors. That was the first thing we did. There was some dirt in the carburetors. Second thing, then we went again and we tested the boat. Still wasn't happy. Then we came back, and then we tested, or then we got some help in, and the guy said we must check if the carburetors are synced. Okay, so what actually happens on the carburetors is there's a flap here at the back. It's a flap. All of them should align perfectly. Otherwise, if the one is a little bit open, then your carbs isn't in sync, carburetors. Okay, so how you do that is by clicking. This is your link between all of them, so they must all be flat closed. So you take all the cutters off and you look in front and you make sure they're all closed. You take off the link. So when we took off the link, we realized that the link was actually broken, so we had to and get a new link first. Okay, so then when we got the new link, the middle one is set fixed, the bottom one was fine, but as soon as we tried to put on the top one, it would open in just a little bit. Okay, so then these screws, there's actually, it says off, goes clockwise to loosen and anti-clockwise to tighten. Okay, so then we loosened the screws and we closed the flap, and then we aligned everything so the carbs were synced. So if you're ever struggling to sync your carbs, if you just check something like that, it's a very simple fix. Just check that your carbs are actually synchronized. Okay, so then after we syncing the carbs, went back again, a little bit of improvement, but not much. Okay, so after doing all of that, we realized that the motor is running better, but it was still in the, how can I say it, in lower revs. Is what wasn't any power. Once you get like 20-30 meters away, then all of a sudden you had decent power, but that first 20-30 meters there was no power. So we started investigating a little bit more, and while testing the motor on the water, we realized that there was water coming underneath there. We could see a bit of water coming out, so we realized that we're gonna have to pull the head. Once we pulled the head, this is what we saw. Okay, so obviously then we realized that everything is busted. So yeah, luckily, and yeah, I must come in and thank Marius Albert. He was the expert that helped me out to do everything that we could. He had a spare 85, not just head, power head, the whole engine basically. So then we took off flywheel, electronics, carburetors, everything that we could salvage from the old motor, starters, yeah, everything that we could salvage from the old motor. Got a new gasket kit, and put everything back together, and here's the results of when everything is working perfectly fine. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow morning we are taking out the Gecko again. We're going spearfishing again. So yeah, guys, there is basically the new and improved Gecko motor. So yeah, it looks a whole lot better than the old one looked, and it is running beautifully. So hopefully we can get some fish tomorrow. I'm just quickly going to change the wheel bearings. I'm going to do an episode on how to change the wheel bearings as well. And yeah, hopefully we can do a proper episode tomorrow on spearfishing. See you guys soon.